another video for you today. This time we're going to be making spirits bright. Remember, all mistakes and are left in. Gonna turn the camera down to see what we can do. Okay, let's go. I am using the Joy of Noel today for the greeting, the Making Spirits Bright. And I am using the, oh dear, I didn't get it out, did I? The die cuts from this one, Christmas Classic Dies. I wanted to use the Making Spirits Bright, so that's the only piece I used from the Joy of Noel. But on this one, you can see I have used the greetings and all the little bits and pieces, which I'll show you in just a second, because I've already cut them out to make this go a little bit quicker. All right, the first thing we're going to do is make this card. Made one here to show you, and I call it Making Spirits Bright. And as you can see, it opens up, and I used this, hoping your Christmas shines bright with the love of family and friends. This one has come from the let's see, no, do I have it up here? Yes, I do. It's called The Brightest Glow. I really love all of these. I think of them more as inside greetings, because this one is May the Peace of the Season and Wishing You a Season of Hope and Light. You guys have seen me use this one before, and All is Merry and Bright. So I really like this one as an inside one. All right, so anyway, here we go. This is what we're making. Now, this clever fold, the first time I saw this was with Jackie Bolwitz, who is Cloak and Stampers. This was a super popular fun fold over the summer, and I never actually got around to making one, but I do really, really like it, and it has a really nice impact. It's got a bit of power to it. So I'm going to show you how totally easy this is. Now, I'm going to be working with metric today, because that's how I roll. But I have on my blog post that coordinates with this, I've got all of the imperial measurements down as well. And you can, if you need imperial measurements, you can always check out Jackie. It's called the Diagonal Fun Fold. And believe me, I don't mind promoting the lady that I happen to think of as the queen of the fun fold. All right, so here we go. Easy peasy. I'm going to start out using a piece of cherry cobbler. And this is super, super simple. Get a pencil here and make some marks. Of course, I'm not ready. And you measure in to 7.5 centimeters. And you make a little mark right on the track. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can. But at the 7.5 centimeters, you make a little mark. And then you're going to turn your paper over. Turn it around this way. No flipping right here, okay? And we're going to do this again. 7.5. And I make a little mark there. And now we're going to turn this. So this mark is still in the track here. My other mark, I'm pushing up so it's in the track at the bottom. It's a little difficult to see, but because it's, the color of the paper. But here and then there. So there's my mark right here. Here's my mark right there. I'm going to close that down and give it a zip. And now I have two card bases, exactly alike. So you make two cards at one time. Fabulous. All right, so we're only going to be working with one. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to do some scoring. Now this is kind of important. You're going to flip it around now. You want this flat edge up against the top. And let me get that blade out of the way. And our measurements are, so our first one is we're going for 9.3. So move that over. Yep. Give it a little crease. And then we're going to need to swing our arm out because we need 19 point, is it 4? I think it's 19.4. Wait a minute. Don't do anything until I make that clear. No, glad I looked. It's 19.2. So 1, 2, and zip that along. And we aren't going to need, well, we are going to need this. Going to need the arm though. Ugh. Right, and this is the way we roll. We want this piece upright. We're going to fold it this way, like that. I always make sure my bottom's square. Yeah, there's a joke there somewhere. All right, and now get this side squared up. There we go. If you've ever seen this done with the American measures, the imperial measures, it's not quite as wide and you have a little more paper showing on each side. All right, I can actually see my mark, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Let's just double check the other side. Yep, sometimes when you bisect through them, you can't really see them. All right, there we go. So there is our card base. Now we have to cut our decorative papers that we're going to use. Now these are from, I've used papers from two different ones. The first one, these two papers come from Joyful, which is just, well, as you can see, lovely, lovely, blingy, 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 blingy. And I've already cut these to make things go faster. So this is 10.13 centimeters, and this is going to go for our back of the card. And then this piece is 9.5 5.5. And this piece, which is from an actual different one, this one is from The Joy of Christmas, which if you ordered the whole suite, there were two paper packs in this, and this is the other one. So this will be our front piece. And this one's cut to 8.8 by 9. So, and like I said, all these measures, again, they're going to be in the, they're in the blog. Everything is laid out for you clear and clean. But why I think this needed the video is because cutting these angles looks really tricky, huh? Well, I'm here to tell you it's really not. What you do is you line your papers up side to side like that. So I've got about the same. Let me turn this so you can see it a little bit better. So that's about side to side. Yep. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull it up so you've got double. Now, on Jackie's, hers lines up perfectly. Mine really doesn't. So you want double this measurement. So I'm holding it about right. Now, since I am fumbly, as you guys know, I take a piece of this removable tape. And you guys have seen me use this before, Post-it note tape. Can't live without it. And it's when you're fumbly like I am. Now I'm going to use a long bladed pair of scissors. And I'm just going to cut this. You follow along the back and just give that a cut. And it's such a short throw. I would not use my short handle scissors because I always keep my my Stampin' Up! Scissors on my desk. But these have such a short blade, I find it more difficult because you have to go chick, chick, chick. All right, so that piece is done. Don't need it anymore. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this down because why not? So this is a brand new glue bottle I opened this morning or earlier, and I don't have it flowing like I like. Do you guys find that? You need your glue bottle. You got to get it flowing right. And so now, when you put about the same from doing our cut, look at that, voila. And you guys know I am no magician. So this, oh, no, I slid it. No, don't do this to me, don't do this to me. See, just what I told you. I had it in there perfect, and then I moved it. All right, if you're going to go smoothing it around, hold it down tighter than what I did. There we go. All right, and then we're going to do the middle piece just the same. Now, you would think that goes in the middle, but it doesn't. I have a liner for this card because I don't want this color. Can't write on it. So I used a regular piece of paper. Now these two are cut exactly the same, 9.5 by 10.5 centimeters. So we're going to do exactly the same thing again. Now for some reason, this center bit always comes up funky. I have made, let's put it this way, I made a stack of these cards, okay? It's one of my main Christmas cards. So I made a stack, right? Every time the centerpiece has come up a little bit different on each one. I have no explanation. So if your centerpiece comes up a bit on the funky side, Don't worry about it. That's what happens. But the nice thing is it is the centerpiece. So there we go. We've got that slid up. See, I am just at that corner, but that's actually probably a little more than I want at the bottom, but I don't have a lot of choice. So I just need to make sure this is in here evenly. Push it up, so this tiny bit sticking up, and then stick it down. Turn it over, give it a whack. All right, there we go. Now, I don't particularly like to use glue on white paper. It can leave shadowy spots, so I am going to use my tape here. I just find it works better on the white. A little bit there. That down. There we go. As you can see, the lineup is perfect, but as I said, this is going to be not quite perfect on each end. But you're not really going to notice, promise. All right, and now our last piece. This one's tricky because the width and the height are so close together because one is 8.8 and the other one is 9. So I kind of put it in here and take a look at it to see which way it's supposed to go. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to go, like that. Let's go up a little bit. So I've got my double space down here. Yep, there we go. Slap my removable tape back on to help my slippy fingers and whack it off. All right, there we go. How easy peasy. The first time I saw this card made up, I was just in awe. It's like, how can you get those angles cut? I could never do that. Angles are the bane of my existence, particularly if I have to refigure anything. God help me. I remember my geometry, but for some reason, I remember it being a whole lot easier in school. Did anybody else have that? It's like I was okay in math at school. I mean, not nearly as much as the literature and the drama, but you know, I did all right. But these days, man, I'm trying to remember all that stuff that came easy to me back then. Not easy. All right, and the last piece goes on the back side. We're going to do the same thing. And again, since it's a middle piece, the lineup on it is so funky. These pieces are exactly the same. One's the front and one's the back. And this one even comes across. I think it even looks a little bit smaller, if that's possible. Who knows? But anyway, slap your tape on, flip it over. Give it a cut. And again, when I show you, you'll be surprised. It's not going to make as much difference as you think it will. Now, if you are really picky and afraid that it will be too short, the first one I made, it did come out too short. I've adjusted this measurements, but that's because I'm turning this to use on European A4 paper. It was the original design is for 8.5 by 11 imperial paper from the US. So I had to kind of rework some of the numbers, not the angles though. The angles worked themselves out, but as you can see, that's a little bit higher up than we wanted. It's more important to get the top correct on this piece. All right, and now look how cool, people. That took us minutes to do. So now what I have done, I'm going to set that aside. Let's make our pretties on it. Oh no, let's stamp next. I am using this amazing color called Cherry Cobbler. I am in love with this red. It is very dark. It's dark and sexy. Okay, Christmas cards aren't sexy, but forgive me. Anyway, let's go. We're just going to put a little bit of ink on here. And then maybe a little more. That's what I like about red rubber. It's easy for me to see how much is on here. Okay, fabulous. Got it. That was lucky. All right, I try not to put my head in the way, and you just plop this down right wherever you want it. I like it kind of centered. And there we go. Gotta love your red rubber. And look how amazing that color is. I just love it. Absolutely love it. And as I'm going to practice what I preach, every time I use a stamp, I clean it right then and there. So kind of moving off camera a little bit. Giving it squeakies. My cat absolutely hates that noise. If he's around my desk and I start making that noise, he runs. All right, dampen it off, and we are good to go. And now, we're going to make the center bit. I'm going to put a weight on this because it wants to stand up until you get it set. So it'll sit over there and do. Now, I cut these because it's easier. I cut 4 of these holly leaf shapes. I cut 4. Where's my holly leaf shape? Oh, we're on the floor. 4 holly leaf shapes. 2 calling birds. 3 French hens. No, wait, wrong song. All right, and the background. And this is the lovely greeting centerpiece. You can put these any way you want. I'm going to use my glue mat here because as I have touted before, my glue mat and my take-a-pick tool never leave my desk. So as I mentioned, there's my Making Spirits Bright that I stamped in the absolute incredible cherry cobbler color. So let's give this a bit of glue here. Now, since this is so small, I'm not worrying about the shadowing on it. Also, it would be covered because of the paper here, because this paper's patterned. Any shadowing that you see, your mind is going to assume that it's coming through from the plaid. So scoot you down, which is the good thing about using this. There we go. There's our centerpiece done. Now it's easy to stick the leaves. As I showed you the stack, I've already made a bunch of these, so I know how this is going to go together. But just take a few minutes and play with them and see how you want them. If you're going to be using this on here, be aware that when you stick this in, this is going to exceed the front by a little bit. So these are going to be sticking up. So we're not going to be able to stick these too far out. So I'm playing really, really close in with them. If you were using this on a larger card front, you could actually get really crazy. I've seen people use this particular pattern and put a lot of foliage in where it's just really gorgeous and rich and mine is gorgeous, you know, it's just not hugely, has lots of stuff in it. All right, so I'm going to turn this over. Like I said, I've done this a bunch of times, so I already know where I want these to go. The first thing to go in is the little gold. These are gold and white. I cut them from the pattern. Oh no, wrong way up. I cut them from the pattern that looks like wood grain. When I first looked at that, when I got the paper, I thought, well, that's kind of weird, gold wood grain. What am I going to do with that? And it's actually surprisingly useful. And it makes such cool looking bits and pieces when you cut out smaller things to it. You don't know it's wood grain looking at it now, but the gold and white is really pretty. All right, so I'm going to put this. I know I want this in the middle, coming up between the other two. So I'm going to pop that on there like that. And same with this. Each side is exactly alike, so however you want to do that. Now I'm going to use my leavies. And put a little sticky glue on there. And then here's another one. I'm going to put a little sticky glue on here like this. And turn it over. And what I have done, I put the glue on the front side of it because the curve is going to sort of match. So this one I'm putting over the piece with the berries. And like I said, I'm not going very high. And this I'm going over the leaves because this white sort of breaks up some of the patternness, yet still is keeping the white color in there. Okay, that part is done. Let's put some glue on these two. Doot and doot. There we go. Little glue. Ugh, like I said, this is a new bottle, so I like new models, don't get me wrong, but they can be a little squeezy. Okay, let me go with that. I'm trying to move this down here, make sure you can see it. Sorry about that. All right, and here's number 2. Then put it right over the top of 1. Okay. And there is our bits and pieces connected. I'm going to move this out of the way. I used the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. You guys know I love my dimensionals. And actually, I've made so many Christmas cards. Look at this. That is all I have left right now. So I'm anxiously awaiting my order to come in. All right. Now I'm taking my Take Your Pick tool. Now this is very long, so I think using 4 dimensionals on this is a very good idea. Do this. And, oh, there's a piece I forgot to do. Okay. Yeah, before I unstick that, oh, no, sit down there, baby. All right, you know what? That is not wanting to stick. So, to the rescue. A little bit of Scotch Magic tape and a little bit of cello tape will take care of it if it's giving you grief. And the pieces are really small. I mean, once you get them on there, you don't have to worry. But the part I forgot to show you, isn't that pretty? I mean, it's just such a simple thing to do, is I have the bling. Where's my bling, 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 bling? There. The gems, loose holly gems and sequins, which I love, I love, I love, I love. And we need that. And what I did, because I'm insane, is I went through and I separated the gems from the sequins. This took a little while. It took a little patience, and I had to walk away from it twice because these are designed to be shiny. So when they're under the lights, guess what? They're shiny. Oy. So now I've used a bunch of these, but hopefully you can see you get a lot of these. You don't have to worry about using them up anytime soon. And so where's my Take Your Pick tool? Get my rubber spongy tip. Now I like to kind of squish it a little bit, sort of work it, make the clay soft. If you warm it up with your fingers, it works really well. And I like this glue. This is a slightly different kind of glue. It's just the fine tip glue pen, which as you can see, very fine tip. And it comes out clear, not white. So it's a slightly different glue. It just seems to work a little better on the sequins. So I pick them up with my sequin pen, put a dot of glue on here. That was probably too much. Where's my pen? Yeah, that was way too much. And throw it across the room. Oh, bugger. Okay, where's my... I hate it when they turn themselves upside down like that. Get in there. Oh, it's stuck. Of course it's stuck. This is why I hate doing things like this on camera. Because I can't say all the 4-letter words that I'm thinking. Oh, I know. Things like darn. Shoot. Okay, well, let's get some more glue on it. I think I wiped my glue off. This probably isn't even the same one. All right, there we go. We're back on. It's stuck. Not going to stick. You guys will just have to believe me that you can do this, because I've done it. Right now, it looks like a terrible faff. And honestly, it is. We are talking terrible faff. But it's so cute when you get done. I tried using glue dots. Okay, I don't know where it went. There it is. Maybe we try this again. If not, we might just leave it. Here's our pen. Let's pick this up. Put some glue on it. Tiny bit of glue. Stick it down. Hey, look, that one went right on. Who knew, right? Who knew? All right, so I did all of them because I have lots of gems. Now, when you do this, you will need to let them sit a minute or so. So I'm not going to do them all. I don't believe this glue dries as quickly as the multi-purpose. So we're going to let that sit a minute. I'm going to let you dry. Like I said, not going to do them all. You guys don't really need to. Okay, you do need to see me futzing around, but and we just pop these off the back. Look, they love me. Look at that, so love me. Boop. There we go. All right. Now, like I said, it won't be centered. So I set mine where this is almost down to the bottom. It's hanging off the edge, see, hanging off the top edge, and then give it a press. Guys, that is done. If you want to fuss and put some more of those on there, which I will, because I think it looks really nice, but you probably, like I said, don't want to see me fussing around. But look how gorgeous that is. This is probably the blingiest card I have ever made. All the shine. And I really do love it. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me this morning, and I hope you have a fabulous crafty day, and I hope you give this card a try. If you do, don't forget to, if you're watching this on YouTube, of course, like and subscribe. If you're watching this on the Facebook feed, I hope that you give this card a try, and please don't be afraid to post this. You can tag me at social media and at Lori Othen. You can go to my website and post a picture in the comments. Either way, I would love to see what you do. Thank you so much, and later, Gators.